Well, I'm getting ready to install these bifold doors. I took them down initially to repaint them, and then I put some new ends on them because the old ones were sticking, and this one pushes in, this one pushes in, that's the wheel, this is the little stud goodie that fits in that little hole. Okay, right there. All right, and you got the same thing over here. Once I put it in, if I need to adjust it, I undo that screw, and then this little hole, this whole holder here will slide back and forth. Okay, I put some new door shoes, the brackets down at the bottom. The old ones were broken, and they were a different design. This plastic thing broke off, and there's a hole in there, so the bottom piece fits in there, and then if you have to adjust it, you would have to get a little thin wrench, undo that nut just a little, and then you could slide that. Well, that was in the old days. Now in the new days, they don't have that little slide. They just got the little grooves, the little cuts, the notches. And when you want to adjust the bottom, you just lift it up and slide it over. See, it's got those splines on there. And before I put that up, I had to measure from this edge here up to the top where that hole fits. Okay, and I took a measurement of that, and it's very simple. It's very simple to do. Take your tape measure and hold it down there. Mine happens to have a magnet at the bottom, and I go right up to that, and it looks like close to 80 inches. Okay, so then, and if I make it a little tight, the top one will press down a little bit. You see what I mean? But you see, what I can do is I just hold my tape measure, because I can unscrew this one on the threads. Okay, so I'm going to hold this out like so, line it up exactly where that top goes, allowing for the little prong to fit up in there. And then I look down here at my 80 inches, and it looks like I need to screw this in just a little bit, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it right like that. And that'll be starters. And then if I have to, I can just, after I get it installed, I can push up on it, lift up the whole bifold door, screw this in or unscrew it however I want. Okay, because it's on threads. All right. That's my first step. And then I have to make sure that the new washer and dryer is pushed over far enough to allow enough room, and I've got a little bit of extra space back in here to push this over about an inch or so. And I want to make sure I go down far enough, because when I close the doors in the middle, I want them to line up. And in order to do that, the brackets that I got, I bought a whole little kit. Okay, and this is what it was. It's a bifold door kit. Let's show you this one here. See, it says repair kit right there for a bifold door. It comes with all the little parts that you need, and then it comes with one of these for each set. So can you see? I got to put that on the back side of one set of double doors and the back side of the other set of double doors, and then as the doors close, they kind of go like that, and then that kind of holds the bottom together. But you see, this thing's going to stick out about 3/4 of an inch, and I hope I have enough clearance. If I don't, I may have to cut this back with some nippers or something, because see, the back side of that is going to be right up against here, and I've got to make sure that when I measure, I don't just put them willy-nilly wherever, because it'll hit this. So I want to be down from here down, so that this will be on the back side and this will be on the back side. Do you see what I mean? Like that. And actually when it goes tight, it's going to hold those two out, because this is going to be tight up against the door. See? That's going to be tight up against the door. And as the door is closed, it kind of pushes on that, and that door pushes on that. And then those two are going to line up flat on the door. So see how much further that sticks out. Oh man. You see, that sticks out an inch. And I might not have an additional inch there. I'll just have to play that one by ear. I'll have to put these up. I'll have to put the doors, because see, I was going to screw this on the back side of the double door on that side first, and then push the other one over, mark it, take it down, redo it. Because see, I don't have enough room because the washer and dryer is already in here. Lots of times you'll put the bifold door in, and maybe your washer and dryer isn't here yet, and then you can be on the back side and line it up wherever you want, and then slide the bifold doors out, or take the bifold doors back off, put your washer and dryer in, set your bifold doors back on, whatever. Okay, so it's a little bit of work in progress, and I'm just going to keep working on it, and I'll get it, and I'll show you my progress as we go along. Okay, I think I got enough room now. I just pushed this back just a hair more, lined up the front, and I pushed back pretty tight with that aluminum exhaust pipe, and that's really the best type of exhaust pipe to do. These come small, and then you accordion it out. And it's aluminum, and if I have to depress it right up against here, I will. And it's snug as a bug in a rug. And see, that gave me some additional room here, didn't it? I got plenty, more plenty. And I'm gonna double check and make sure I measure, and so I have the bottom of those clips down low enough. And I'll do it that way. Okay? All right. Time for my next step. And that's to put this door in for the first time in the last 4 years, because after we moved in here, I didn't have enough time to put these in. We stayed here for about a year, and it took a while to get these, and then we moved, and I didn't have enough time to Mickey Mouse around with all that stuff, so I just put those and stacked them up against that wall in there to have some renters come in here, and they use this without the doors on here at all. Okay, so this will be the first time I put these doors back into place from when I removed them initially to paint them. All right, hopefully it goes okay. Now, I wasn't going to show this next part. I was just going to go ahead and monkey these doors into place. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. Let's see if I can't get this in there. And I just put it in sideways like this, see? And do it that way. I can't really see what's happening there. The other ones I used to put in had louvers here, and I could look right through the louvers and line up the door. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to need to get my little step ladder over here so that I can see what's going on here, right? And I depress the back one to get it to line up here. And I can see right off, I've got to lift it up. I've got to unscrew the bottom a little bit more. Okay. So I'll unscrew it. And it's on a screw thread. And I just unscrewed a little bit. Get my ladder out of the way. Put this up like this. Just kind of, I'm just guessing where it goes at the bottom. I don't even know if it's in the little prong yet. Main thing is to get the top little thing snapped. And okay, where is it? I can't really see it. Okay, it's beyond that. It's beyond the screw. Come on. Oh, there. Okay. Okay, the top I got. Now I just have to work on the bottom. And like I say, it's a little trickier because I've got the washer and dryer in there. So I'm going to lift up on it and feel where the bottom goes and get it on there. Okay, I got it. And that's how it's going to be. And then I can look at the bottom. See, I'm gonna have to put the other one in too. I have to look at the top, make sure, because whoever installed this initially put some cord around there. So I've got to make sure it's low enough. It's low enough to pass over this, which it is. Okay, and it's high enough at the bottom so it doesn't necessarily rub on the carpet. Okay, or your floor, or whatever you got down there. And let's just, it looked like it was pretty good. If anything, I could raise it up just slightly. Okay, see, it's just barely rubbing on the carpet. And see, at that point, what I can do, I don't have to take it back down. Let's get you resituated over here. I'm just gonna let the camera run. You're learning as I'm showing you and explaining to you and stuff. I was just gonna do this and then show it after it was up. But yeah, I know you wanna see that if I can do it, you can do it, right? Okay. So now, all I have to do is, because that it's in the groove up at the top and the wheel's in there. Okay. Remember the wheel, this front wheel is in the groove, so I can raise it from the bottom without it falling out, right? As long as I keep pressure on it. So I'm just going to lift it up and then reach under there and unscrew that. I got to remember which, or screw it in. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and so I've got to raise this up, and I know it's not going to fall at the top, okay? I'm raising it up, and there's only so much I can raise it. Now I'm unscrewing, or screwing it, let's see. I think I'm going the wrong, I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I need to go the other way. Yeah. this is the tricky part. I need to get my fingers in there. Ooh. Unscrew it, yeah, okay, that same way, making sure that there's still enough room at the top, and there is. Okay. What am I doing? I think I went the wrong way. Just look back up here. Yeah, I did. I went the wrong way. I gotta go the other way. Okay. Raise that up. That way. You're gonna have a little trial and error figuring out which way to unscrew that. I go in, it's gotta go that way. Okay. I'm making it longer when my battery went dead when I was talking to you and showing you, and I wanted to see if I could go up any higher, and it looks like I can go up a little bit, but that spring tension on the top, I can only go so high, and I'm looking at this other door here just to see. Oh, okay, that goes down all the way. I'm thinking that it could go up higher, and I'm trying to do it so it's not rubbing on the carpet. Okay, so I've got to lift this up and unscrew this some more. Let's see. I gotta go. Let's see. I gotta go that way. Okay, there we go. And I'm just unscrewing that end foot piece that fits in that groove, the bottom. Okay. Now, let's see. See, it's not hardly touching the carpet at all, just barely. And I can see up at the top that I still have a good sized clearance at the top. Not a whole lot, but that's all I need. Okay. And now I'll put the next one in. I'll put the next one in, I guess. And see, I don't know if that is hanging straight right now or not. And if it's not, I just lift that up and either pull out on it or push in on it, because that bottom foot has that little let's see, the bottom foot thing there is fitting into those notches, see? So then you lift it up, slide it over. Lift it up, slide it over. You don't have to turn it. This is just designed, whatever way you have it lined up, it's gonna fit. You see what I mean? In those grooves. So if I want to slide the bottom of the door over, I just do that. Lift it up, slide it over, drop it back down. Okay? And that's what I'll end up doing for this other door. And then I can also see, I don't have an actual level here today. I don't necessarily need one. See, I can just measure from this 28 3/4, long 3/4, and then I can go down here. I got 29. So I know, if anything, it's probably going to have to go over eventually. So see, I can just lift it up and push it over. 3/4, okay? And so that's almost perfectly straight to the door jamb. And I can leave it like that right now. I look at that, and look, I've got nice clearance there. And more times than not, somebody's going to just leave this open like that when they use the washer, and dryer. Okay, we're going to leave that open like that, and use the washer and dryer the way it is. Obviously, they have to walk around that. When they get all done, they can go ahead and close the doors. Okay. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to put the next door up. Okay. Okay. So I know that this one here, that first one, I had to unscrew the bottom. And so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this one a little bit. I made them initially both about 3/8 at the bottom. And so chances are it's going to have to be unscrewed a little. And so I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew it. And I'm going to leave it like that, knowing that I'm going to have to screw it in or unscrew it when I get done, because when I'm all said and done, I want this all to line up. I want the tops to line up and all that kind of stuff. Mind you, I still have to take this back down to put my my back brackets on, because there's not enough room to screw in. But I'll do it. I'll do it. Right? So we'll just slide this over in place. Got my ladder kind of set up where I need it. I'm just going to eyeball that. Depress that one all the way and get it to fit. See, it's not fitting yet. That's because I have to unscrew that even further. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna unscrew it a little bit more. There. Come on. I thought I had it. Come on. There. Okay. I got the top ones screwed in, clicked in. I get the bottom into the slot, because right now it's not in the slot. It was just on the carpet. Okay. This one's a little bit easier because the washer and dryer are over on this side. All right, so I'm going to make sure I heard it click. All right, make sure that's lined up. And it is. We'll pull this out like that. And it almost looks about right. And you know, I didn't touch the adjustments of the existing at the top, and so I'm making the assumption I'm not going to have to, but hey, if I do, I do, right? All right, so I'm just gonna carefully leave this one like that. Okay, and now I can slide this one into place to see if this one is the same height as that one. Okay, and I can see there's a big huge gap there, right? See, See how big that gap is? We don't want that big of a gap, do we? Okay, and that's going to mean we're going to have to do some adjustments. Okay, but if I wanted to line it up exactly, I could do some more measuring. Now see, on the top of this left one, I measured it like 28 3/4 or so. 28 3/4, and at the bottom was 28 3/4. I believe 28 3/4. Now I know that's going straight up and down, but can you see that I'm going to have to, if I want the gap closer, if I want this gap closer, and I will want it closer, I'm going to have to loosen up that top screw adjustment and slide it over a little bit, because that one's tight where it is. This one over here is tight where it is. And maybe I should have been paying attention before I took these down to see how big the gap is, because these are the same doors and everything. And so I'm more than likely, see, this one's lined up to that bracket. This one is in the same top bracket. You follow me? I gotta get the door open. I gotta get the door open here. Okay. See this top bracket? It's the little deal is pushed into that where the little hole was, and so if I left that one without adjusting it, I could still get this straight. Let's just see what it is. Okay. And you're going to have to go through the same types of things if you want it right. Okay, I got 29 1/8. Now, can you see the left one? I had 28 3/4, right? So already I know that bracket is not slid in the exact right place. This one's 3 1/4, and I can't really see that other one. 3 1/4. Let's just see what I can see with my. I can't really measure it. All right. I hope you're understanding what I was trying to do there. But 29 1/8. Okay. Now I can measure at the bottom, and if it's 29 1/8, I know it's going up straight. And I got, look at that, I got 29 1/8 right there, and I almost have the same amount of gap here. Okay, I got 5/16 or 7/16, a short 1/2 inch. And I got like a 1/2 inch there. That's pretty straight. Okay, so what would you do at this point to get that to line up? What would you do? Okay, we know this one's 29 1/8, right? So theory has it we could make this one 29 1/8, couldn't we? We could make this one 29 1/8. And if we did that, we'd give ourselves about 1/8 of an inch gap. And the way to do that is I'm going to have to take this door down and unscrew that top thing, slide it over this way to the right, and then put the doors back up. You see what I mean? Okay, so 29, because I don't want to move this one any further this way because I already got 29 1/8. This one's 28 3/4. Right? So 28 3/4. So if I go 29 1/8, let's say, that's going to be 5/16, at least 5/16. I want it to be slid over this way to the right. You follow me? And I could start off with that, 5/16. And then that means I'll take it apart and I'll just show you how to remove. I'm just trying to get you somewhere where you can kind of see what I'm doing here. All right, so I'm gonna take this one back down. So what I'm gonna do is, it's easier for me to swing it open. I used to try to take one side out and then pop the front wheel off and get it underneath and kind of tilt it and all that kind of stuff. Nothing doing. You don't have to do any of that. All I have to do is I can leave it right like that, and I'm going to lift it up off of the bottom and swivel the bottom out, and the whole thing's going to come off, right? That's if I got enough slop up there so I can do it, and I think I do. Okay, well, I'm going to lift up and swivel that like that, and just keep going until the top drops down. Swivel the bottom out. There. How hard is that? Okay. And this bracket, remember the other side was 3 1/4. What's 3 1/4? I'm gonna measure it here again. I got about 3 5/16. So see, if I measure over to the edge of this, I got about 3 inches. Remember I said I need to move it over to the right about 5/16? Well, there you go. So I want 3 5/16 over. So is everything starting to make sense to you now? And so I haven't undone this before. You unscrew that just a little. I can take that and slide it. I'm sliding it over this way. I'm just guessing right now. Okay. And I'm going to tighten it back up. Okay. Now I'm going to check it again. Back and forth I go. And I got 3 and almost 5/16. And that would have given me about an 1/8 of an inch gap when I'm done. So I'm gonna slide it to me just a smidge. Okay, right there. I was really dreading putting these doors in for some reason, and you're getting the idea now, I think. Okay, let's just keep the camera rolling, shall we? Let's just keep the camera rolling, and I'll get my ladder in place, right like that. We're gonna put this in. This time I've got this side swiveled that way. To take it out, you've got to swivel it that way, right? Okay. So I don't even know if it's on the foot or not. It's okay, because main thing is to get this in the notch first at the top. All right. And like I say, it's slightly tricky because I've got the washer and dryer in my way. And now, there. I think I went too far. Let me see. Shuckums. I'm beyond the whole thing. It popped up, but behind the thing, and I gotta get my fingernail in there if I can and pull down on that. I'm not getting it. Let me get a little screwdriver. Get a little screwdriver here, because I gotta wedge that down. I could take the whole door back down if I can't get this. Okay, got it. I'm trying to see past this one, and I can't get my head up in there. Come on. Where is it? sure if I have it or not. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I do or not. Oh, okay. Maybe I can see it from that side. See if I can. Oh, no, I don't have it. I see it. Okay. I see it up here. Get you readjusted here. I gotta slide that over, and then let's see if I can't get it. I might have had it initially. There. I think I have it. I think I got it. Okay. So now I gotta fish for the bottom, and I can just gently slide this, and see, I haven't pushed over that way too far right now because it's rubbing on my trim. So it's not even in the hole yet, but I know I have to slide it over. Come on. I heard it snap up at the top, and I don't know if it came out or not. It almost seems like it's too far up at the top. I get my light on. Shh. See? I mean, just stick with it, will you? I think I have it. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if I have it or not. I can get it back in here and look at it. No, I don't have it. I don't have it at the top right now. That's why it was running. All right. It popped out. Is what happened. Okay. I think I got it now. I think I got it. We'll see. We'll see if I got it all right. We'll see. Now, yeah. I think I have it. And it's only like that because the washer and dryer are in my way. Okay, now at the bottom, it's rubbing on there, and I know I have to go this way. So I'm going to lift up on it, and I don't even have it in the little pocket yet. And I think I have to screw it in a little bit. I think I screwed it too far. See? Oh, maybe not. Hey, I think I got it. No. There. Once I get it closed, I can kind of look down here. Okay, I'm in down at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to measure this with my tape. At the top, I should have what was it, 29 5/16, and it should be because it's in that little groove, right? I got 29 and almost a quarter. Okay, which tells me, what does that tell me? I'm going to have to slide it over a little bit more. I got 28 3/4 because the whole door is askew, so I know at the bottom, I gotta lift it and slide it over, right? I got 28 7/8. And so I want to make sure I lift it straight up and pull it out this way. And it's still in that little pocket. And 29 3/16. And I got 29 3/16 at the top. Now you know as well as I that when we close this, I'm still going to have too much of a gap. But I'm going to have a closer gap. So if I want it tighter than that, you see that? That's not too bad, is it? It's about the same all the way down, okay? And when I first close it, you got to have a little bit of a gap, because when I get ready to open this door, it twizzles over. You watch it there at the top. When I open it, when I get ready to close the doors, okay? I get ready to close the doors. You see how right there, they're almost touching. You see that? See? It's almost touching. So there's only so far I can go. And it's almost like maybe I shouldn't go any further than that. Do you see what I mean? When I close this, see, right there, I don't have any gap at all. You see there? No gap, right? So if I adjust it, and when I look down at the bottom, I got a very little, slight gap, don't I? If I line those two up, okay? So what can I do about that? What can I do? Have you figured it out yet? I'm gonna slide this one out of the way, and I'm gonna pull this one over. Just a hair at the bottom. And remember, 29 3/16, okay? So I'm gonna pull it over into the next little groove, the bottom. Right there. Okay? Now, I got 29 1/4 at the bottom. Before I had 3/16, okay? We're leaving the top exactly where it's at. Even without having a level. Okay? We're tight there, right there, right? Okay? See, we're tight. Yeah? Now let's look at the bottom. I'm holding this kind of angled. See there? Look at that. Okay? It's almost touching, isn't it? It's like I don't really have enough room to slide it over any further at the bottom. If I do, it's going to be touching, right? If I move this door over, I got to move it. I got to move it more than a 1/16 to get it into the next notch. If I move this door over here this way, I have to move it more than a 1/16 to fit in that notch. You follow me? Do you follow me? So if I wanted to, I could, and it would just barely hit. And then as you close the doors, you feel that spring tension, and then as you close the doors all the way flat, then you get the gap again. Okay, I've got the doors flat, okay? They're closed. Now look at my gap. Do you see what I mean? See the gap? What do we got there? At least a 1/4 inch. You see that gap down there? We got pretty much a 1/4 inch. I don't think I'm going to do anything. Okay? Now, let's just see where we're at height-wise. We want to make sure this lines up. Now, you see this door here, if you really want to get technical, it's up just a hair higher than this side, isn't it? And we look across here, the line looks pretty straight. The line looks pretty straight. Okay, so what could I do? I could, if I wanted, okay, I could raise this side up just a hair by screwing that in, and I can screw a 1/16 or even less than a 1/16, or I could lower this side down. Okay? You see what I mean? With that little, the little end piece. Okay? Like, here's my end piece on the door. Here's the end piece on the door, right? If I wanna lower that side, that means I would have to screw this in just, you know, that far. If I wanted to raise this side over here, instead of screwing it in, I would take it and just that much. Do you see what I mean? And I get them lined up. And before I make that decision, I look at the carpet. Let's see. Remember, I had it up high enough so it's really not rubbing the carpet much at all. Okay? I'm liking that. Here's the other thing. This is the kind of carpet with the nap. It's kind of tall, and we put, this was brand new carpet. We also put a little bit thicker pad in there, which means this has to be unscrewed a little bit further, right, than the initial doors. And that means that once you get this all adjusted, you still want it so that next time you go to remove the doors, it would be nice just to take it like that, lift it straight off the bottom, lift it up high enough, and move it straight over. Now, some places might not have that much gap, and so you have to have this raised up, lowered down to where you can't even hardly pull it up at all on the top spring-loaded deal without unscrewing this a little bit with a pair of pliers, needle nose, whatever, to get down there, to then barely get it with your fingers as you're holding your mouth just right, and screwing it to lower it down so that then you can raise it up high enough to get off the bottom bracket to pull it out. Does that make sense? And you saw I was kind of struggling to get it on there, so I'm not gonna adjust this left one anymore. So if anything, what I can do is I'm gonna take that side. I'm gonna take that side and let's see. I'm gonna take that and screw it. It's up like that, so I have to take it and screw it to the right, okay? And in order to do that, I have to raise it high enough to be able to reach it, okay? And see, I might have to get my needle nose if I really truly wanted to do that, because it's hard to lift it and have it and pinch my fingers just right. And I may do that. I may do that at the end, okay? Because I know at this point, I'm not done with these doors, am I? I'm not done with these doors. I have to take them down again. I have to take them down again because I want to get these brackets installed on the back side of the doors. I can't really do that with this door, can I? I want that, but I wanted to get it in place so that I could look at this and kind of come up with a determination of how high. See, this is going to fit on the back side of the door. It's going to fit like that. This one's going to be over here, and then it fits in here like that, and then that keeps your doors lined up at the bottom. If you have this nice little goodie here, some doors don't have it. So you could go to the hardware store and buy this. I don't know if they just sell this separately. You may have to buy a whole kit. And if you have to buy a whole kit, then maybe some of your other wheels are kind of messed up. Maybe your top wheel is broken, or it's bent or whatever. Because see, for me to put this on here, first off, I wanted it down low enough in case this washing machine were to ever slide forward. I don't want it up too high to where it's going to hit where it could possibly scratch the door. You know, if that thing walks for some reason. So I would have to probably put it down here. And that's where it should go anyways. So once I remove it, you know, I'll mark this, measure up from the bottom, and then I'll take the door down, screw this in. And then this one will be right here. And then I'll have to slide this other door over, hold this up on the back side, mark it, take the other door down. Okay, that's my next step. All right, and I'll show you how that lines up when I'm done. Now, are you thinking what I just thought of? Okay, once I get this one, I'm going to line that up. But when I take this door down to then install that one, guess what? When I have it down, remember I want to lower this door down like less than a 16th, almost a 16th, right? Okay, and in order to, when I have this down, I'll just be able to tighten that little deal on the bottom. Okay, and I'm looking at this and see, I got enough room to lower it down by less than a 16th, and it's still going to be fine. It's not going to be rubbing on the carpet very much or anything. All right? All right, back to work I go. Okay, I got the brackets screwed on the back sides of the doors. Hang on. Okay, I just moved my tripod down so I can hang on to it. Let me see. There's the bracket there. I'll show you the back side of this one. You see, like that. And guess what I forgot to do? I had to take it back down. Yeah, remember? I wanted to screw that in just a hair to lower this door down. So I did. I sure did. And this is what we're going to have down here at the bottom. Closing those doors. And I got it all adjusted right before I close that. We'll have it right there, and it's almost touching. You see when I push that, see how the door's tight right there. Okay, now let's go. I'm going to close it all the way. Well, you have to close them both at the same time, or not. You got the handles. Okay. Now see, the bottom is always going to be flat because I've got those brackets on the back side. Isn't that cool? It's always going to be flat here. That way one door isn't hanging in, one door's hanging out, and all that. And I have not checked the top yet. Let's check that. You and I together. And look at that. Look at that. It almost, I say, looks like I went down too far, huh? Just barely, ever so slightly. And you think we should fix it? Do you think we should fix it? I don't know. For some reason, my battery went out. I got everything popped in from here because the first one I could pull over this way far enough and then click it so I can look back in there. And I've got it. Now I can fit it into the bottom, make sure it's in. And I don't think it is. I can lift up on it, get it over. Now I don't know that the bottom is exactly where it needs to be until I measure it, and 29 1/8 there.
I think it has to be pushed in a little bit. I got 29 3/8. I lift up on it and slide it over. Making sure I'm in my groove, which I am. Lift up, strong fingers, swivel over, measure 29 1/8. You go through the whole process again, and that looks good. And we've got it. And let's look at the top. Let's look at the top here. Let's see if we can live with that. You're gonna tell me, can we live with that? Look at that, see? That's pretty darn close, right? That's pretty darn close. And we'll look and see one more time whether or not I want to adjust that bottom over or not. And I don't really think I should, because see right there I'm hitting. And mind you, if I adjusted this over 1/16 of an inch, it's just going to give it a friction bond, and then it's going to go ka-clunk. You know what I mean? Let's just try it. Yeah, it could come over just a hair anyways. Okay, one click. Okay, I'm gonna pull that one back out. And I think that's just fine. I think that's fine. Okay, and I'm just gonna double check this up here. Now do you see why I was dreading these doors? Everything looks fine. Okay, that looks fine. I've got the middle gap fine. I've got everything running on there fine. I've got that bracket lined up fine. And now it's all about putting the door handles on. Okay, let me talk to you about that. It's one thing that's very important I want you to catch. Now the proper place to put the door handles, where do you suppose the door handles should be put? On regular doors, the handle's right here, right? Right here. You don't want to put them there, because as you put it there, to open this door, you want to open the middle out. And so they had their old ones right there, okay? And that would work, but if it was me, and if this was brand new, I would have put the handle over here on this door and do it. But either place, right here or right there, because it's right there, obviously that's where it's going to go. But never, don't put it there. Don't even put it in the middle of this one, because it just makes it a little bit awkward. Because what you want to do is you're pulling this middle out. It has nothing to do with this over here. As you pull the middle out, it's going to be like that, okay? Now, because the door handle's there, you're going to have to be there, and then you're going to have to push on it. That's why if it's brand new, I would have it over here, and then you can just pull on it. You see what I mean? And then you don't have to have the handle here to have it whacked off or something. But either direction, and you know, that might be good right there, because as you get ready to close this door, if you have it over here, you would have to reach your hand over here to give it just a little bit of a give to get it going. So for that reason alone, I guess it's best to put it there. I knew it was one of these places, okay? So as it's there, then you're kind of pulling this off of that edge, so you don't have to mess with it too much, and then you just take it there and push it closed. Okay? That's the part I wanted you to know, and I'm not putting those white ones back. I'm going to put these, remember? Isn't that going to look cool? I'm putting those, and when I got them at the store, of course, they only came with one size screw. Lots of times you get handles like this, and in the package there's a short screw and there's a long screw. Well, I've got some long screws, but they're too long, so now I'm going to have to hacksaw them off and line it up and all that kind of stuff. And here's a tip for you. On your strippers, electrical strippers, not these, but I used to have some years ago that also had a couple holes here, threaded areas, so that you could put a little screw, and that was for electricians because I think it's a number 6. I think it's a number 6, and there would be something over here, and you would thread it in the hole and let it come out the other side, and then you could snap it off. These don't do that, okay? So I can't use those for that. I'm gonna have to be real careful, hang on to my long ones, put it on a 2x4 and whack it off with a hacksaw. You can't just take some cutters thinking, oh, I'll just take some dikes and cut off a long screw and do that. Then the threads get all messed up on the end. As it is, with the hacksaw, you have to be careful. Then you have to kind of sand off or take any burrs off so that you can get the threads in there. Okay, so that's my next step. And before you cut, you need to screw this in to see how far it goes in. Okay, it only goes in so far. Do you see what I mean? So you can't have a screw sticking out too far on your door because then you won't be able to get this tight all the way. So it's a happy medium. So check it all out. I'm going to do that next, and I'll put those on, and then last but not least, we'll open and close this door a couple times and call it good. Whew. What a pain cutting those screws, let me tell you. Grabbing it with a pair of pliers, and then I marked it, and I thought I was just right, and of course it was too long for the first one, so I had to cut it again. I was trying to be careful on the second one, and I guess the second one was almost tight and it was still loose. So what do you think I did? Yep, I pulled it off, cut it again. So I'm cutting these screws. Okay, so here you go. There it is. And to pull it, like I said, you want them right here. You could even move it over this way just a little, but not in the middle. Maybe a third over, a quarter over. But this is fine, and then you can push. And then as you're pulling, if it is tight like that, you just have to kind of pull it like that with your finger. You see what I mean? When you got it open. But if you do it just right, you know that. But if you don't, see, if I just pull at the wrong angle, it's not going to work. So for that reason alone, you might want these over just a little bit more, maybe 3.5, 4 inches or so. But you know, because I know how to do it, I got more pressure over on this side. There you go. Man, that took me a while, and I've got enough room. I've got about an inch beyond my little hook, and if I had to, I could have cut the end of that off, because you don't need that whole thing on there, but I'm going to leave it. And there you go. Okay, like I said, if you want to cut them off, you can cut them off. As long as you got them stuck out a little bit, it'll be fine. Okay. And before I call it good, I see I've got my grubby fingerprints in a couple little spots. And I'll just take my simple green, Wipe that off, and I'm calling that good. Whew. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos, and I hope you're learning stuff as you're watching my videos. Well, I was dreading that, and now you know just about all there is to know about a bifold door system like this and how to install it yourself. And just remember, I'm just an average Joe. If I can do it, you can do it.